I am the chief disruptor of AI apathy and ignorance with a firm grip on the need to promote actions and activities of human kindness for the greater good.
I like the apathy part.
Isn't that good?
It is, because people need to get a smack on the head, to wake up.
Exactly. Open your eyes. Okay. Now the next thing is with the AI Super Campus, I need to focus on asking you to help me help you. So that's what I need to do because I've got so many things I can do. So I want to really help you to think about getting a focus on where you really truly want to go and how you really want to get there. Just between you and me, man to man, breathe, think about it, relax, no, take your time with it. Because there's so many things I could do. Now, a couple of ideas that I had for you was to go back a little bit and do something in your background that you could do for free, because I can post courses that you could offer for free that's independent of FinFit Life. And it might be a cool focus on, and I know these are my thoughts, so I want it to be from you, on your background in sales training and organization and using AI. And that might, because what I want to do is uh, I want to use, oh, I want to create the next generation of AI leaders who lead by training stakeholders, any stakeholders. Now, in your case, stakeholders in FinFit Life, or in the insurance industry. If there, that might be better. Is training sales stakeholders in the insurance industry, or however you tell me. Now, if we create a course from you and your background to help them understand how to use AI to tell their story, because we're all storytellers, so we have to tell stories. Nobody can hire us. You're a storyteller. You have to be a storyteller. We all have to be. And So those are kind of my thoughts about getting your feedback about how I can best help you as a storyteller, um, about uh, about I'd like to do a free course, get people to connect with you on something that there's no conflict about. It's just like, hey, this is free and it's about you and it's your story, and we can combine both your sales background if you want. And again, I am putting ideas into your head, but I want to help you, in however you want me to help you. Um, so I don't know if is this resonating with you at all?
Oh, excuse me. Absolutely, absolutely. Because I was just thinking about that myself. Because I've learned. Well, there's so many ways you can. Well, I guess the to me the strategy or the well, I guess you could call it strategies, because I want to do two things. One is personally, and then one is with the other is with the company, Benefit Life, and the other is with our Team Elite. So the greater vision of FinFit Life, not the vision, but it's actually being implemented in their movement, and they call it a movement. And so, as you know, the focus is on health, wealth, and lifestyle. So, as we speak, they've started expanding in Canada. So last Saturday, they had a big launch meeting in Toronto, and tomorrow they're having another big launch meeting in Vancouver. So the president of FinFit Life what FinFit Life does in conjunction with Vitality is they work with one particular insurance company in each country that they expand in. So in the US, it's John Hancock, and it's only one. And so the unique aspect, so the value proposition for the company that we work with is we are revolutionizing two of the largest industries in the world, health and fitness and financial services. and nobody else does that, particularly in the country. So they have this exclusive blue ocean strategy. So that's on the company level. And so they have, so Bill Pinus, he's the president. He's created relationships, business relationships, personal relationships with a key company in Canada. And I'm catching up on some of the videos of the launch they did last Saturday. So so that's the FinFed Life movement vision. Now, Team Elite, we are piggybacking on what FinFed Life is doing. And our leader, do you know the name Hermie Bacchus?
Say again,
Do you know
Henry Bacchus?
Hermie Bacchus?
No.
He's not a household name, but he's one of the, the short story is, he's developed multiple seven-figure income in real estate and also financial services. And so he is locking arms with the president and the CEO. So he's actually been in Toronto. He's going to Vancouver. So our goal, so his goal is to, so the FinFit Life goal is to grow to be a billion-dollar company in the next 5 to 7 years. And Team Elite is locking arms to reach that goal. So where I come in on a personal level is, so we do two things. One, we want to really motivate and incentivize and reward people for healthy living. It could be as simple as walking, getting checkups, and healthy eating. And so it's like a frequent flyer program. So they earn points and they get rewards. And one of the rewards is discounts on financial products. So, and then, so the hook is, hey, how'd you like to get rewarded for walking? You can get cash rewards, discounts, and so on. And they'll say, well, how do I do that? So we talk about health, and then so we talk about the health and wealth movement. And then at the same time, so I'm looking at clients, because I'm looking at all the different strategies that I know. Some I'm using, some I'm trying to prioritize. How do I reach out not only to clients, well, let's say to prospects who see the vision and for their personal lives, saying, hey, yeah, I want to get healthy. I'm walking, or go to the gym 5 days a week. How can I get rewarded for that? And then so that's the intro to, oh, by the way, are you prepared for your retirement? Or if you're 50 or 60, are you concerned about issues like long-term care? Or if you're in your 30s, what's your vision for your life and profession in the next couple of years? There's been these huge layoffs, especially in Silicon Valley, and also in the large financial companies. So we're looking for clients and also for referral partners. So, for example, this one woman I just listened to, she was she was being recognized, and she's pretty new, but her profession is she's a woman, probably looks like she's maybe in her 40s, and a professional bodybuilder. So she competes in bodybuilding. So when she was introduced to the idea of improving health, she said, "Tell me more," right? And then she liked the idea of building a business too. And so what I'm thinking of, and one of the things too is Hermie, who's the we call it field chairman. He's the leader of Team Elite, and also so FinFit Life is also creating a proprietary app to utilize AI for outreach, follow up, automated uh, marketing systems, and so on. Which we've already had another app doing that. So one of the things I'm working on a daily basis is to really fine tune my focus. So it's like you've heard that analogy of if you have a jar and you have some small rocks, big rocks, and sand, you want to put the big rocks in first, right? Because you want to prioritize what you're doing because sometimes I get distracted by the minutia. Just keeping up with email is a big chore. So my focus is so for me personally, and that's my increasing my focus. That's a whole other situation I'm working on regularly, and also using tools like AI. Like every time we meet, like I was thinking today, I wonder what amazing tool you have created or are going to share. And I look back at my notes, we originally talked about Loom, and then now we're talking about Gamma, and so on and so on. So I'm trying to put the puzzle pieces together. And when you talk about storytelling, I think that's a real key.
Yeah.
People say facts tell, stories sell. So we have personal testimonials, but also, for example, John Hancock has a video library. For example, one of the things that John Hancock offers is if people have diabetes, they will accept an insurance application from them, which a lot of insurance companies will not even accept applications if somebody has a diabetes. And so um, they have video testimonials of policyholders who, it's like it's a story. Like there's this couple. My husband contracted diabetes. He didn't know what to do. We learned about vitality program. Now he's doing more walking, reduced his A1C level, and so on. So instead of so we are really big on the storytelling method. So I'm thinking of how to incorporate those, and then also too, with the Gamma profile that you created, how can I use that? Because one thing I am personally, I'm basically an introvert, and so I have a really small circle of people that I know personally and know really well. But I have a network of people that I've met over the years, personally, LinkedIn, Facebook. I think I have 4,000 LinkedIn connections and about 3,000 Facebook friends. So I'm looking to how can I use what your knowledge and tools that you're providing, not only to reach out to people who know me, but also to reach out to new potential clients and new potential referral partners. So the referral partners, one example is, there's this huge upheaval in the real estate market, right, with the NAR lawsuit. So, and Hermie had the largest Intero franchise in the Bay Area. He had 100 agents, and he went bust, during 2008. So he was predicting, and he was making multiple seven figures. He was predicting that probably 20% of current realtors are going to leave real estate in the next 2 to 5 years because of this NAR lawsuit, in terms of how they're changing the commission structures. So that is one of the key targets that we're looking at. These people who are maybe, part-time realtors as opposed to the top 1%. Like the 1%, they're going to do well in any market. But the part-timers or the casual realtors, they're going to suffer. And so we want to show them, okay, hey, you don't need to quit real estate, because what I've learned is that realtors have a real passion for real estate, whether they're making money or not. So we're not trying to convince them to switch industries, but we want to say, hey, if you've had past clients and you help sell their house, here's how you can receive a referral commission. If they need a life insurance to protect their mortgage, we
Can
can.
I stop you for a minute?
Sure.
Okay. Are you saying that you are involved in real estate as well?
No, I am not.
Okay. Okay. Now you don't have your real estate license.
No, no, I don't.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
have one.
Let me address what I think is the elephant in the room that is not really being addressed. Okay. What kind of license did you have to become involved with FinFit Life
Oh, okay. That's a really good question. So people need to have a life insurance and health insurance license in their state
in their state?
or
Okay.
any state they do business in.
Let me stop you right there and let's have a little conversation about this if we may. Okay. Because what I'm thinking is this. Hold on just 1 second. It's probably spam. Yes, it is. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking is we talked about retirement and we talked about what are you going to do, but you really can't run with FinFit Life without a license.
As a
And
referral partner, right?
okay, tell me about that. What does that mean?
Well, let's say you're a realtor And I
Oh,
say,
no. Let's talk about you and Fit Life and referrals. And okay, let's just stay focused on you if we may.
okay, well, let's say I talk to somebody, and it doesn't have to be a realtor. Let's say they're a CPA, they help people with their taxes because we have tax advantage programs and so on and so on. So if
And you're
somebody,
talking about realtors as referral partners.
right,
Okay. Okay.
or they could be CPAs as referral partners or personal fitness
Okay,
trainers.
but it can and help me here because I'm kind of challenged a little bit on this. So try and help me and be patient with me
Oh, sure.
on this that. Okay. It seems to me that unless I can get over the hurdle of having a license, nothing matters. If I can't get that solved, then the rest of it is just conversation. However, the way I'm looking at this personally is it seems to me there is a gigantic opportunity for you or FinFit Life to be focusing completely with all of your stories and messaging on think of how empowered you are when you have both the knowledge and a license in the insurance agency, in the insurance business for your retirement. Well, in the era of AI, we have ways to teach you how to get your license like osmosis, just tuning in and listening to podcast listening all about how to get your license with stories and how gently and how easy it is to get and what the opportunities are. You can be learning about this and you can learn how to buy insurance better and how to make money. And you can get that license. It might take you, for some people, it could happen in a week or a month. For some people, it might be, but you're learning and earning and learning how to. There's so many benefits to get your license. Think of the education alone of understanding that for your financial fitness. Well, we want to help you not only gain financial fitness, we actually want you to have a license in your back pocket so that if nothing else, you can get referrals. If you're licensed, then Ron, can give you referral fees. Is that true?
Right.
Okay. So that to me is the elephant in the room that nobody is really tackling. And I think that is really holding things back for the growth of FinFit Life is all of the communications about learning and let's see, learning to earn. And in the era of AI, learning to earn in the era of AI is going to be gigantic. Learning to earn, I like that because it might not be just earn while you learn, but learning to earn in the era of AI.
Yeah, that has a good ring to it.
Yeah. So let's talk about learning to earn in the era of AI. What does that mean, folks? Okay, let's talk about that. I'm here now with Ron Horry of Learning to Earn, and Ron has learned to earn with FinFit Life, but you have to be licensed. So let's talk about AI, Ron, and FinFit. This is kind of what I'm seeing, and Mike, the cool thing is while you're learning about AI, you can also be learning because we use AI to teach and to help people. You can also be learning to earn with AI. And for example, you can learn in my industry, would be a good example, of the insurance industry and what the really great benefits are of having not only the education to learn about health and learn about earning in the era of AI, but getting that license. Imagine having the license. Think of what you'll learn, think about what you'll have, and maybe you decide to, if it comes up to refer people, and you can make money that way. You can do this, you can do that, you can do the other thing. But let's do two things at once. Double the pleasure, double the fun. So you can be learning about your financial future and also learning about how easy it can be over time and lifelong learning with AI of getting your insurance license. So let's talk a little bit about that. Okay, but now that's to me the stumbling block is getting people past the getting the license and actually helping them to get licensed if they want.
Right. That's true.
Because if that becomes, you want to overcome the objection before it becomes a giant and kills you. So what you want to do is kill that objection up front. So it never becomes a giant.
Right.
You slay the giant in the room up front with education about AI and and learning to earn in the era of AI. Folks who are getting da da da, you don't know what's coming with AI. Why don't you learn to earn? And the most painless way, especially as we age, is learning about your health and learning about the benefits of not only your physical health, but your financial health as well. So that's what Ron Horry and I are talking about here on learning to earn in the era of AI. And Ron, tell me a little bit about how you got your license and how you learned about insurance and about FinFit Life. Tell me about that.
Oh, I'd be happy to, Mike. In fact, I'll tell you a short story about how I switched my focus, my professional focus. So when I was doing sales coaching, I met a woman who was an insurance agent, and she was having trouble finding leads. So I said, I'll make this quick. So I said, okay, well, let's have coffee. What I do as a sales trainer is I help people develop lead generation strategies. So we met for coffee at a Starbucks. So she told me what she's doing, what her challenges are, and I gave her some suggestions. And then she said, "Oh, Ron, do you know about living benefits?" I said, "What is that?" And she said, "Well, it's life insurance, but you don't have to die to use it. And for example, if you get sick, you can take money out of your life insurance tax free and pay your bills." I said, "Are you kidding?" And she said, "You can also use it for long-term care." And it was like a real big eye opener. And the reason is, when she talked about long-term care, is my mother passed away at 97. And during the last 5 years of her life, my brother was living with her in LA, and he was taking care of her 24/7, helping her go to the bathroom, get dressed. She couldn't walk, she couldn't speak, she needed a wheelchair, she needed help eating. And so my brother would get like 3 hours sleep a night. So if she had had a life insurance policy that had these quote living benefits that I had never heard of, and I told her, I said, she asked me, do I have life insurance? And I said, oh yeah. And the only thing I knew was that if I died, my brother and my sons would get the money. That's all I knew. And then she talks about long-term care, and I said, holy smokes, if my mother had had this type of life insurance with living benefits, then my brother could have hired a friend or a relative or somebody to come and at night to take care of my mom, and he can get a decent night's sleep. And so it was like I didn't know what I didn't know. And so that personal story just totally opened my mind. And I said, hey, I need to learn more about this. And then I saw their business plan. And I said, holy smokes, I'm all in on this. And so it's one example of how I didn't know what I didn't know. And once I opened my eyes to the possibilities, and my mom passed away, so it's not going to help her. But there are other people, especially, in today's world, there are a lot of seniors, well, let's say, baby boomers who are taking care of their parents, also taking care of their kids, that sandwich generation. So education, is one of the key elements of what we want to do is let people know that, hey, if you're worried about different issues, long-term care, running out of money in retirement, there are solutions that people may not be aware of. And I learned about internal revenue codes and how they favor tax advantages inside insurance products. And some let's say CPAs, for example, are not even aware of these advantages that are IRS approved. So when you talk about learning, part of the learning is helping people learn about things they didn't know, and that they can definitely benefit from, whether they're 30 or 60. So it's kind of a long story about how my own transformation and knowledge explosion that caused me to shift my direction.
Okay, now while you were learning about the value, and I certainly recognize that, I would have a question about key man insurance because I had an agency and then I got sick and my key man insurance had actually lapsed. My insurance agent failed me badly in that. And then when I developed a movement disorder and wasn't able to work, um, I didn't have the key man insurance in place, and that would have really made everything very, very different. So my question, Ron, as we enter the era of AI, we are all needing to become lifelong learners about AI because we are either going to be AI literate or AI victims. And we want to stay on the right side of education. And that can include learning to earn in the era of AI. So I see two benefits, but I have a question for you. Now, there's a lot of benefits about learning about the insurance industry and really understanding it to save yourself, your income, et cetera. But you took it to another level, another step. You went professional, and that required getting a license. And I think a lot of people would have a question or a fear about, oh man, I couldn't get a license. It would be hard. I wouldn't know how to do it. What if I failed? I'd feel like a failure. That seems like a real challenge. I have a fear of that. So my two questions are, one, how did you go about getting your license, A? And B, doesn't it seem to make sense that in the era of AI education, we could make it really, really easy for people to learn over time at their own pace to get their insurance license, be licensed, and then, as you've said to me, if they are actually have a license, they don't really have to do much. They can decide how much they want to do. They can just send referrals to me, and then they can make money that way. Or they could decide to learn more and more about it over time. But if you just get on the track of learning to earn in whatever area in which you want to earn, you're on a track to success one way or another. Could you help me to understand a little bit more about that? Because you're learning more about AI and I'm learning more about insurance. And so we're kind of bringing those two things together. So tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, one of the things too, when I understood that, okay, in order to really be involved on a professional level, I would need to get a life insurance license, life and health, technically. And so what I learned is there's this whole industry of education. There's this whole industry, multiple companies, and their business is online courses to prep people to take the insurance exam. And it's online. And so let's say it's an online study, you have simulated tests that simulate the actual state exam. And so with FinFed Life, we have discounts. Let's say a typical company, they may charge $200 to take a course to pass your life insurance license. But with the
Did you say it's $200?
to take the course?
Okay.
And then there's another fee for, each state has a fee to take the license and so on and so on. But
And do you do the license testing in person or online?
the state test is in California, well, I think in all states, is done in person.
Do you know how much it costs in California?
I think it's less than $100 to take the test.
And that's every time. So you want to pass it, obviously, but if you don't pass it, you can take it again for an additional $100.
Oh, right. You can take it as many times as you need to. We
Okay,
have
so
one
your
person.
whole risk is $100 for learning to earn in the area of AI. So you might have to take it twice, but once you take the course, so I'm sure there's courses that will stick with you until you pass the test. Am I right?
Right. In fact, when you're bringing up AI, I'm wondering if these online companies that create these learning courses are looking at AI as a way to improve their education,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because typically it's okay here, because some of them they have text and they have videos, and then they have practice tests and so on. But the ones who are looking forward, if they could build in AI to their training development, that would position them above other, let's say, more traditional companies that just use traditional training online with videos. But maybe you could have an AI instructor, right, who could actually be your mentor online. So
yeah.
from one of these companies.
Absolutely.
So I wouldn't
A
be
quick
surprised.
question, and again, these questions are racing through my mind, Ron, so I want to get to them. Now,
Sure.
for your personal preference, because I want to be thinking about help, asking you to help me help you. And so I want to focus on, okay, one, I do YouTube, and I specialize in YouTube, LinkedIn, Meetup, and Alignable are pretty much my favorite ways to go. Now, of those, and LinkedIn I mentioned, of those, what is your personal preference? How can I best help you get to where you want to go in LinkedIn or in Meetup or in Alignable, or how do you like to reach out to people?
I'd say my priorities, well, one of the things always looking at is in-person networking.
Okay.
It's very rare these days, it seems. But the main platform I use is LinkedIn, and also I'm becoming more active on Alignable.
You are. Okay, good, 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 good. I
Yeah,
think Alignable is great. I really do. I've got some people that are really top-notch experts in Alignable that have been mentoring me, and I think I'm going to be putting more and more focus on Alignable. I've been with them a long time, but I haven't really put a focus on it. But now I want to kind of get a sharper focus on Alignable. But I also do, YouTube, Meetup, etc. But we all have our favorites. So what's your favorite so far? Is it LinkedIn or what?
LinkedIn is my favorite.
Okay.
And also, I do Zoom networking, which has resulted in well, I've gotten some results, in online Zoom networking, like what
Where are you getting the best results for you?
probably through people that I know on a more personal, let's say on LinkedIn, with people that maybe I have met in person and are and I stay in touch with them on LinkedIn. And so one of the things I'm definitely working more on is uh, personal touches or follow-ups, just to keep in touch, because, there's anyway. So I would say LinkedIn, people I have met in person and now we're keeping in touch on LinkedIn. So that's number one. And also too, like you said, I want to increase my focus and knowledge of how to use Alignable. And then second is posting. So that's on a personal level, and also using social media, let's say in LinkedIn, and creating more of a presence in terms of educational posts for the benefits of health and also benefits of financial products and also the business side. So that people will say, oh, I need to get in touch with Ron to learn more about X, Y, or Z. So by posting more, of course, it'll boost my posts. And so I do some posts on Facebook, but I would primarily focus on LinkedIn because those are where the professionals are primarily that I want to work with. And they could be
Oh,
professional clients because, you talked about key man insurance. So we also have solutions for business owners, solopreneurs, and also contractors.
okay, good. Now let me tell you that from this conversation, here's what I'm thinking. That I understand how to do automated storytelling with one app that is super easy and has a free version and a cheap version for 15 bucks a month called Gamma, which I absolutely love to
Right, right.
do chalk talks and about a subject, almost like a coach would do a chalk talk, to help people understand. And I think that's what Gamma is really, really well suited for. Now, I also use Loom to kind of capture my gammas on Loom, and then which is they have a free version, but the one I use is 15 bucks a month, and that has AI built into it. But with that, I can capture my story on Gamma, then capture my chalk talk on Loom, and on Loom I can automatically post to where you want to post, and that is to LinkedIn and to Facebook. I also think that it's really easy to post on Alignable as well and to reach out to Alignable. But I'm going to create courses about that for online networking on LinkedIn, Alignable, and YouTube about learning to earn in the era of AI. And I'm going to create those courses. Um, and I'd like to learn more from you about really tackling the issue up front about learning about the benefits of insurance for free with AI, and also tackling the small, reducing the size of the mountain down to a low grade on continuous learning about getting licensed. And then when you're fully ready, spend $100 and have a license in your pocket. Now, let me confront this. Let's say somebody says, "Okay, that sounds cool. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get my license, and I'm gonna send referrals to Ron. What's my ROI on referrals? So if I send people to you as a licensed insurance agent, how can I make back the money through what I can make from referrals to you?"
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. So, for example, let's say I'm working with a business referral. Well, it doesn't have. It could be a business professional or an individual. So, if they like our product, and they like the referral idea of making money through referrals, they'll get their license. So, let's say they had, let's say on an individual level, let's say they're out walking with somebody and they go walking regularly, and let's say their walking partner is with them, and they say, hey, uh, yeah, hey, I just found out there's a way that we can get rewards. It could be gift cards, discounts on Expedia, um, just by increasing our walking. And they might say, well, how do you do that? You say, well, I know somebody, his name is Ron. He can explain more about what we do. Would you like to learn more about that? And let's say this person has a license.
Yeah.
Okay. And so let's say you were the friend, and you called me and you said, hey, Ron, I was talking to my friend. We go walking together. They said, I can get paid to go walking. How do you do that? And I said, well, great. Tell me, let's set up a meeting to learn more about you, and I'll tell you what we do. And then we can take it from there. How does that sound? So let's say we go through education. So let's say that person, they learn about the benefits of increasing their walking, how to get rewards, and I explain how if they use one of our financial products, they can benefit personally. And they said, "Oh yeah, great. And I want to create tax-free retirement income. How do I do that?" And say, okay, well, that's a separate conversation. Why don't we go deeper into that? So let's say they decide to get a life insurance policy. And let's say the commission is $3,000.
Right.
So the person who referred to me would get 50% of that commission,
Wow.
which could be up to $1,500.
Wow. From one referral.
Yes,
That's amazing.
it is
Really.
amazing. That's
Talk
what
about ROI. You just killed it, man. That is truly astounding. And see, this is it. We all have to admit to ignorance. We do. We all have. I'm ignorant in so many ways. It's about so many things. But now we are universally ignorant about the future of AI. We just are. And I've been studying it for a long time. And the more I learn about it, the more I realize how ignorant I am, and really everybody is, about AI and how important it is. But I also realized how it's so important to be able to admit you're ignorant about something, because you can't cure it. Ignorance is easily cured and forgivable. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So on all levels, ignorance is forgivable and curable with communication and AI. But you have to ask to cure my ignorance. And I've asked you to cure my ignorance about getting a license and about earning, with insurance in the era of AI. And I'm receiving, asking you shall receive, I'm receiving an education that is opening my eyes wide to one of the many, many, many opportunities. But we have to be able to admit, and then we have to serve with a firm grip on human kindness. Now, you are spending time with me. I believe that human kindness is under attack and online, and we have to keep a firm grip on our human kindness in the era of AI. We've got to hold on to it tight, because we've got to be firm about not being victimized and not letting human kindness slip away. That's my take on it. That's part of the challenge of AI. So I'm seeing huge benefits for earning to learn and in the era of AI, and also practicing human kindness actions and activities. I think that is vitally important to not let our human kindness slip away. And sometimes it can, even in Zoom meetings, people can get very competitive and butting heads, and it's not really fun. But in follow up, checking in and following up, for me, that is an action of human kindness, to check in and follow up on somebody. And I think about your brother and what could have happened if he had been better educated, about insurance. So this has been a great conversation, Ron, a real eye opener for me. And um, I see what courses I need to create in the AI Super School, which is the cure for AI apathy and ignorance. And ignorance is okay, but we have to confront it and be willing to learn. And I think it's vital to be willing to study learning to earn in the era of AI, and being open to that as well.
One thing too, just to piggyback on what you said about AI and learning, is that Hermie made a comment because you've heard of Darren Hardy, right?
Yeah.
So Hermie is getting one-on-one personal mentoring with Darren Hardy. So he's paying Darren Hardy for one-on-one coaching, and he's also investing in Darren Hardy's master classes or boot camps or whatever. So Darren Hardy was saying how he's using AI to totally automate his whole marketing process, from people finding him to enrolling in his programs. So Hermie was saying AI is great, but one thing, but he was talking to an audience on our team on Zoom. He was saying, but AI cannot replace you,
Yeah.
meaning the personal touch. And I think that's where human. So you want to have AI plus human kindness, which equals that personal touch, complemented by AI. It's AI is not a replacement, right, for the personal touch. I think you're totally right on. When you talk about ignorance, I call some people just boneheads, right? They don't know what they don't know. Their ego is out of control. They think they know it all, and that's fine. I'll say, hey, nice talking with you. See you later.
Well, I really think, and this is what I'm learning from the League of Women Voters, who is an amazing group that I really recommend everyone support. But I've been communicating with them, and I attended an event that they put on, and that's really, I think that really opened my eyes. There's three levels. I look at opening what I would call the human kindness zone. And I look at, and I've been studying it and communicating with AI about it. And the human kindness zone is there's one-to-one human kindness, and then there is firm human kindness for the greater good. And what that means is, talk about somebody that you might think of as a bonehead. Okay. The challenge that the League of Women Voters is facing is to train people how to use firm human kindness. And even if they are saying things that are just stupid, to be able to use human kindness and patience to slowly, patiently educate them, despite where they are right now, because that's the challenge. Everything is just so mean online. It's so in your face, and it's just like everything's a fist fight. And what the third phase of the zone of human kindness is superhuman kindness. And what that means is not only trying to practice the principles of the world's, let's say Jesus as one superhuman kindness practitioner, but there are others, Buddha, whatever religion you might be in, but also asking for superhuman kindness. So asking for help, from the universe, from, your spirit, your religion. So to me, that's what I would call the zone of human kindness, because we can't let it slip away in the era of AI. You look at the Terminator movie, how much kindness did you find in the Terminator movie? Do we want that to be our future? No. That's why I say we've got to have a firm grip on not letting human kindness slip from our grasp, or we might not see it again if it goes into the hands of autocrats and dictators. So I am concerned about that, but I'm also very excited about the possibilities. And I believe there are more good people in the world than are AI victimizers and people who take advantage of other people. So but we do need to rise up. We need to organize and get a movement going to support human kindness. I think that's vitally important. And I think organizations like FinFit Life could be a great organization to support the movement of human kindness with AI education and learning and training and helping people.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, so anyway, I've got my work cut out for me, but I also have my tools that have really made me what I believe is unstoppable. And I don't say that arrogantly. I just look at it from a common sense standpoint. I have the tools. I just have to use them. I have to take the actions of human kindness to use the tools. And the way I look at it, God has given me more than my share. And that I've been the beneficiary of superhuman kindness in my life and everything I've attracted. And to whom much is given, much is expected. And so I accept my obligations um, to pay back and to play what I call the big game. And for me, the big game is practicing human kindness here on earth so that when the big game on earth for me is over, that I exit stage left to heaven, which is where I really want to go. And that's how you really win the big game. And in the era of AI, we can all win here on earth with the help of AI and win the big game as well. So that's my mission. That's my work. That's my cause and effect. That I have to do every day is to use AI to create communications and stories about anything from learning about insurance to learning about how to get your license, maybe in the era of AI insurance or the era of AI real estate, and helping people, learning to earn in the era of AI on YouTube, on Alignable, on Meetup, on all of these different platforms.
I think we're totally in sync in terms of really wanting to help people improve their lives. That's to me, that's the larger umbrella, right?
On Earth.
On Earth, right? And some people, are like, some people say, well, yeah, how do I improve XYZ? And some people say, oh, yeah, nah, I'm okay. I'll say, okay, well, would you like to keep in touch? Is it okay if I send you some information every now and then? And some
Checking in
people
and
say,
following up. The five words,
exactly.
the 5 words that will take you anywhere you want to go. And those are the words that I'm teaching with AI. And Ron Horry, this has been a great interview. I'm going to post this on YouTube. And it's one of the things that we do. And we also have strategies for getting YouTube videos ranked #1 or #2 on both Google and YouTube. And we're implementing those strategies as well. So Ron Horry, you're my longtime friend and associate in developing these communications, and I thank you for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure, Mike. Quick question. I saw that 2 days ago you created a new YouTube video. So where would be the best places for me to share those videos?
Yeah, I have the AI Super Campus YouTube channel, and that is probably the best place to learn more about learning to earn in the era of AI with the AI Super Campus. And I created the AI Super Campus to be there for when people are ready for it. They might be ready right now to grab a tool that uses AI to help them in their business immediately, but maybe they're not ready to really get into lifelong learning with AI. So I created the AI Super Campus, but I need them to help me help them. And so that's why you and I talked today about how I can help you with the AI Super Campus, which is on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube, the link to a brand new website every day, AI generated website every day that I'm creating about all of this is right underneath this YouTube video that Ron and I are recording and I'll be posting. Just click on that and that'll get you everything you need to get to the AI Super Campus connected with us and our networking events and everything else that we're doing. So that's the story.
Well, one thing specifically is, would it benefit you if I shared the link to the YouTube video on LinkedIn, for example?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
And also, I will be sharing websites that include the everything. It's really a very holistic approach. These AI generated complete websites that can tell your story. They can do so much. They can tell my story. They can tell the story of learning to earn in the era of AI. They can teach us courses. We can post it on the Great Discovery Network. We can do so many things with it. So just click on the link below this. Click on the new, these are not just PDFs, these are entire websites with unique URLs. And we can use these every single day to tell our stories. Ron's story about FinFit Life, Ron's story about health, about getting your insurance license and getting referrals from Ron. Make $1,500 with human kindness. How do you go wrong?
It's a win-win-win.
It's a win-win-win for everybody, and then die and go to heaven. I mean, how bad what more common sense can you get? I don't know, but that's what I'm trying to find out. So I'm learning AI as we go, but I'm also learning from the masters of AI, including the dean of Oxford University, EMBA and MBA programs, who I believe, if not the top master of AI, who got his PhD in AI from University of California 30 years ago with quantum computing. And he talks about, I can't protect you from AI. Nobody can. Only education can protect you from AI. AI literacy. That's the only thing that can protect you. You have to be aware. And if you are not AI literate, you are going to be an AI victim. That's my caution. But those are the solutions that I'm working on to help everybody.
Great. Well, we'll definitely start sharing those videos on LinkedIn, even on Facebook too, just to get you more visibility for, because I want to increase my posts. We'll do more posting so that'll get higher ranking, and then post things like what you're offering too, because it totally complements what I'm doing and what our company and our team is doing too. So I think the synergy between us, mindset wise, is like 1,000%.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But when you learn the simple combination of either, and I'm going to say the $30 paid accounts on Gamma is 15 and Loom at the best is 15 for $30. Or they have free accounts and that's fine. You can get as much out of those as you can. But you're going to laugh up your sleeve when you learn about how easy it is to create a chalk talk story about your specialty using Gamma. It's ridiculous. And then when you capture it on Loom, then you can get it over to YouTube and you can get it onto LinkedIn and onto Facebook. So easy, it's ridiculous. It's a joke. It's so simple. And those are the things, those are the only things you really need to learn. And then you can create stories, you can create courses, you can create, the world's your oyster, and do it globally. And even do it in any language with the Great Discovery. So that's why I'm so passionate about AI and why I'm so adamant about being about an disruptor of AI apathy and ignorance. I don't think of ignorance as a bad thing. You just fill in the blanks, because people will fill in where they're missing information. They fill it in with what they already know. And that is a very big mistake. They really need to learn more, and they need to learn the dangers of not having a firm grip on human kindness and the need to take actions and activities with human kindness for the greater good in order to save human kindness from AI victimizers. And it's under attack. You can just look online. Don't trust me. It's obvious. AI victimizers are everywhere.
Oh,
And
exactly.
you can tell them by their conduct. If they're doing it, that's what they are. They'll tell you who they are by their conduct. And if they are bullying people, that's who they are. That's their conduct speaks for itself. And if you don't walk away from them, you're going to be a victim of them. So you need to recognize them, and they could be Republicans or Democrats. I don't care who they are. They could be rich or poor. Anybody can be an AI victimizer, and you can spot them by their conduct. If they're doing it, they're guilty. Avoid them. You have to be smart enough to be your own judge and jury. If you can see them doing it, be smart enough to recognize it and walk away from it. And don't let go of your grasp on human kindness just because an AI victimizer looks like they are successful. They're not.
I think you really touched on, overcoming ignorance. And even so, on a basic level, people need to at least be aware of information that may be false information,
Right.
like created by AI. For example, I saw this post, and it was Warren Buffett talking about a program that he was offering, right?
Right.
And it was definitely created by AI. He used his image. They used AI to simulate his. It was a total scam.
Yeah.
But people need to recognize the red flags up front.
Right.
Like he's, Warren Buffett. Okay, he says, invest this $1,000 with him, and here's the return. Totally BS, right?
Yeah. Big
So
Warren Buffett. So now let me point out the need for testimonials and AI business networking. Now, Ron and I network. I know Ron, so I can give a testimonial for Ron. Okay. He is not AI. This is the real deal. This is so important in the era of AI to get into AI business networking or any networking event that events that you choose to get into. But get into networking events where you can get to know people that are real people, not fake Warren Buffetts. That's just
exactly.
wishful thinking, and that's how you are victimized. Wishful thinking will get you victimized every time.
Are you aware of how to find in-person networking events? Because I've tried to search and I don't find very many.
Well, the pandemic, we have to look at the post-pandemic era. And everybody that I'm talking to is talking about that people have become more introverted in the post-pandemic era. They've gone inside, they're working from home, they're not going out to as many events that are outside. And there's a new strain of COVID that my wife just caught. She just got over. So I'm out wearing a mask just for caution myself. And so that's why I do believe in online because it's a new form of media. Online networking is media. It's storytelling and it is a form of media. So you can go to networking events and people are still promoting them, but I don't believe they are as effective. The ultimate example was I went to a mega mixer of 500 people in one room. You know how many people I met? Three. You know what I mean? You know how many people I followed up with? Zero. So it doesn't matter. In-person events doesn't matter how big they are, it's how effective they are. And if they're not effective, they're literally a waste of time. It's like a pastime. It might be enjoyable, but it's not a business. You might use it as a distraction and think or pretend you're getting something done, but you're really fooling yourself and you're not really confronting how you need to be learning to earn in the era of AI. And the era of AI is online. The AI is not at live networking events. It's not there. It's online.
Okay, well that answers because I'm always about time efficiency.
Yeah, that's all we have. You've got the same amount of time that Bill Gates has, right?
Exactly, exactly.
It's a great equalizer.
Well, thank you, Mike.
All right, Ron, let's wrap it
Appreciate
up.
you.
Enjoyed it. And I learned so much every time we get together. I'm a learner. And I learned from interviewing people like Ron Horry. I learned today many, many, many things and things I'm going to put into courses. So I love learning. I enjoy it. And I love learning from smart people that I know, like, and trust. And Ron Horry is one of them. So thanks for joining me today. And every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, Ron, I really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, Mike. Have a great weekend.
All right. Thanks, my friend. Bye bye.
Bye.